When it comes to Sony, they're usually pretty quiet, but this is probably the most quiet they've been since No Way Home. Back in like 2016 to 2017, up until the release of the first Marvel Spider-Man, Insomniac were pretty active on social media and as well replied to fans all the time, even taking in requests for certain mechanics in the game like the charge jump and even more. But with that, Sony has bought Insomniac games since I think 2019, and they have been silent when it comes to like whatever projects they're working on, which does suck, but at the same time, it's kind of free marketing and like it builds suspense for like their Spider-Man games, because like everybody's talking about it, because like they announced it a long time ago, but like we have not gotten much news since the announcement of Marvel Spider-Man 2. We haven't really gotten anything solid besides like the trailer and like a rough release window. But with that, I'm gonna go over every detail we have so far about Marvel Spider-Man 2 before we likely will get a soon to expect trailer release. This will be similar to my everything we know about Spider-Man 4 video. I'm not gonna put every tweet screenshot because I've already made videos on all these topics doing all of that, but certain things like I will put on the screen, you know, just for like context or whatever. But with that, I'm gonna put my playlist with every rumor confirmation we have on this game, so you can go check that out like after this video if you want to keep up to date in the future as well. When more news comes out, I will be covering it. Just keep in mind, anything that is not confirmed by official sources like Insomniac or Sony executive or sources involved with said projects or just rumors, take with a grain of salt. So with that, let's get straight into this. So I was gonna go in order, but I'm gonna just kind of like compile everything into like sections. First, we're gonna go over like the more informational stuff like release date, plots, actors, voice actors. And most of these are confirmations, if not all are confirmations. Then everything past stuff like that is pretty much rumors or fan speculation regarding the mechanics, gameplay, in-game stuff like suits, story plots, and more general rumors. So the first time we heard anything about a release date was 2023, and then recently in December an employee slipped up on their website, like resume thing or whatever, and they were on the project Marvel Spider-Man 2, or are on the project Marvel Spider-Man 2, releasing in the fall of 2023, and fans caught this, and then Brian Intihar came out after and said yes, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is releasing in the fall of 2023, and we probably wouldn't have got that if that employee didn't slip up. So thanks to that employee. Hopefully you still have your job though. Then we got a couple updates super recent within the past month regarding the release date and then the marketing, with Tony Todd tweeting September release, marketing in August with commercials and a lot of publicity in August. September release makes sense. August though for the like marketing, I don't know. I mean, I guess like that's a month, so that would be like a month before the game releases if it like is in September, but I guess Tony Todd kind of confirmed it though. I guess they don't really need to spend a lot on marketing because all the fans are doing it for them, but the only reason they're gonna do it in August is for like that final push. That's kind of like the final push for marketing for games, I guess. And in terms of people who are returning, in terms of like voice actors and stuff that we know, at least we have Yuri Lowenthal of course, and Miles' voice actor, I don't know that voice actor's name. I don't remember it, to be honest, and don't really feel like looking it up right now, but we know they're both returning. And of course, if you have seen the trailer, we seen Venom and Herd, who sounds like Kraven the Hunter. Tony Todd is voicing Venom, which is pretty cool. He sounds great from what we hear in the trailer. Something that I find really interesting about the trailer, I don't think we know, at least from my knowledge, I don't think we know who's voicing who what we think sounds like Kraven the Hunter, which is odd to say the least. I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find anything on that specifically, so kind of weird, kind of interesting though, but I'm sure we'll find out eventually whose voice that is in the trailer. But as we've seen from the post-credit scenes of Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales, the symbiote seems to be created by Norman Osborn and not an alien from outer space that finds its way to Earth, which is actually sort of what happened in the Ultimate Universe of Marvel comic books, where if you don't know, Eddie's dad and Pete's dad created the symbiote for cancer or something like that, I'm pretty sure, and Trask Industries ended up getting custody of it, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read those comics. Personally, I hope Norman found it and it's not something he created, but you know, that's just me. We'll see, but as of right now, we don't know the situation with the symbiote. Next, as you may or may not know, this game will be on the PlayStation 5. It will not be on the PlayStation 4 or any other platform other than the PS5. It's only going to be on the PS5. PS5, which kind of sucks, but like the only reason they're doing this right now anyway is to sell PS5s. I've heard they're back in stock, but I haven't looked because, you know, I'm too broke to look. But yeah, if you want to play this game, got a couple PlayStation 5 on time to be able to play this game, which again kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. It's a marketing strategy or marketing tactic, whatever. On the upper side of this though, they will be taking advantage of the new technology the PS5 has to offer, which is good at least, so can't complain about that necessarily. So now for playable characters, so this is going to be mainly Peter's story, and like that's confirmed, but they have hinted at us being able to play Miles as well, so we might see an Arkham style where we can switch between characters, but hopefully in the game, like outside of missions, we can sort of play as who we want. Maybe not through the first playthrough. So like for example, in the first game, they didn't let us change the weather or day night time until we finished the first playthrough of the game. So I imagine the same will apply with playable characters. The first playthrough, we can only play as certain characters for certain periods, but after we finish the game, we can probably freely switch between Miles or Peter, which would be cool. And again, if we're able to play Miles, the playing Miles part in this game is the rumor. Next, in the trailer, we of course seen Miles and Pete with their new suits, and I actually found a pretty good comparison photo, so I'll throw that up on the screen right here. We see Pete's new advanced suit 2.0 with the sleeker front spider logo fitting inside of the red instead of the outside on the red and like on top of the blue in his original advanced suit. And it has a little more added white parts, I think, and the color scheme is a lot better in my opinion, with like a more toned red and a little bit of a lighter blue. I think the lenses are different too, not sure though. His red part of the arms aren't interrupted by the blue in the middle anymore, and his torso area has changed as well. This costume looks so fucking good. This is one of the best Spider-Man costumes we've ever gotten, in my opinion at least. And Miles as well has his new costume. There's red going down his arms instead of, like, you know, before it was mostly black. His lenses are a little more thicker, and the texture of his suit is definitely different, and I personally like the newer texture of his suit. I think it looks good, and his torso changed a little bit as well. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, but or well, no, I kind of mentioned it earlier, I think, or maybe not, I don't know. Pete's new suit includes spider arms, which is pretty cool. This is more than likely due to like Miles having his special powers, that being his like venom blast, bioelectricity, and his invisibility. So to even the playing field between like Miles versus Peter, like they gave him arms. As of right now, we don't know the capability of these arms further than like it being the suit power that it was in like the first game. Maybe we can see it do more when this game comes out. Again, besides like the rumor fan theory of like, you know, it being tendrils later on, but just the arms by itself without the symbiote, we don't really know like what it's capable of other than it being like, you know, the regular suit power it was in the first game. But again, this is cool because I guess Pete figured out how to control the neural interface and got the arms to work, and you know, took them for himself, so kudos to Pete. So this next one is confirmed. This is that Harry Osborn's voice actor got recasting, or is being recasted, back in November, 4-ish months ago. Even Falarka, if you know him, he tweeted something. I don't remember the tweet and I couldn't find it, but Scott Porter, the voice actor for Harry in the first game, replied to Evan's tweet and said, "While I voiced Harry in the first game, unfortunately I won't be in the sequel because they decided to go photo real and the difference between Scott Porter's age and Harry's age was too much, but he said the game is going to be incredible." I feel like if they had to recast Harry, he might play a significant role in the game, but what role will he play? Personally, I really hope he's not Venom, but you know, that's just my opinion, that's my take on it. Then about like a month or almost 2 months ago now, we got our first CGI advertisement, this one, and I think it's because PS5s are back in stock. I don't know if I already said this. I probably did, but if I did, again, I have no clue. I'm not gonna bother looking personally right now, but it may be available in your area or online somewhere, so yeah, because why else would they start promoting it if they don't have a console for you to buy right now? Chances are PS5s are back in stock and they're promoting early to get those early sales. So now we can get into the mechanics, gameplay, trailer, plots, suits, things along those lines, and as usual, everything else like in the rest of the video I'm pretty sure is not confirmed by Insomniac or Sony or anybody involved with Marvel Spider-Man 2, so take the following with a grain of salt. If anything like is confirmed, like I'll mention it, but I'm pretty sure everything from here on out is just rumors and fan speculation. So there were rumors that there would be an easy, normal, hard swinging mode or something like that. Essentially, like there's gonna be swinging modes, and like hypothetically the easy mode being like what we got in Marvel Spider-Man from 2018, like like pretty easy swinging, no fall damage, just hold R2 and go. Along with like, again, hypothetically like a normal and hard mode, but I don't think these were like specified. So again, like I imagine normal would be like easy but less automated, maybe more like manual swinging with like more physics involved, like pendulums and stuff like that, but not to like the extreme. And a hard mode, I imagine at least, would be like fall damage and like for the most part full physics, some automation obviously because you know it's a game, but like for the most part physics are involved, manual swinging with like maybe you need to aim where you're going to shoot your web every time and like try to calculate how far down you'll go depending on your distance, essentially like eyeballing it like, you know, spider-men and women do. That's what I assume and get out of this at least, but the rumor is just, you know, different swinging modes in general. I think that's likely and would be pretty cool. We also had a rumor at one point where apparently there will be a symbiote version of like every suit in the game, and I hope this is true. This would be pretty cool to see happen, and if it is a thing, like we can get symbiote suits of suits we've never seen, and as well would be super cool. Another rumor we heard is apparently Peter's spider arms will play a huge role in the story somehow, some way, which rumoredly and like, you know, hypothetically, when he gets the symbiote that will turn into tendrils, but you know, that's kind of just like a rumor slash like fan theory, but we'll see. But anyway, another rumor coming from what people say is a credible source, that being Millie Amand on Twitter, tweeted Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for PS5 is exceeding expectations for Marvel higher ups. The fluidity and visual punch is striking, according to a Marvel employee, and a different employee thought they were watching a cutscene, gameplay to be shown soon. Well, not soon enough, because I made a video on this 6 months ago and 6 months is not soon. But anyway, nonetheless, this is exciting because a Marvel higher up, okay, let me put this into perspective. This man or women, because we don't assume genders, thought they were watching a cutscene, which in context means like they were seeing actual gameplay. Like, okay, so like to break it down simple, the gameplay looks so good. Again, this man or women thought they were watching a cutscene. That's how good like the gameplay looked according to this. Another really interesting rumor, which I think everyone hopes is true, is that we may see Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and it may be explorable in the game. Basically about 3 months ago, so around like December, a fan revisited the teaser trailer we got, and yes, the trailer that we got like almost like a year and a half ago or whatever, he just recently revisited the trailer and found this out. But if you look in the alleyway right before they show Venom, you see on the left hand side it says 713 on the wall, and you're probably like, so what? What's so significant about that number if you like, you know, haven't heard this rumor or whatever? If you don't live in New York, 713 is actually the area code for Staten Island, Brooklyn, and as well Queens. So with that, fans may think we may be able to free roam in those areas on New York or in New York in the game, since this trailer seems to take place in that area code, which personally I think would be super cool and a good idea. You know, it's like make the map bigger and have more to do, more to explore, have missions to do on that side of New York as well. Obviously, again, this is not like a full confirmation, but it's a nice tease, so hopefully this is true and we can actually free roam in those areas of New York in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So this next rumor is a big one. So insider Jeff Grubb, he said this like about a month and a week ago, that Sony is saving the big stuff for a PlayStation showcase, and the big stuff being Marvel Spider-Man 2 and whatever other AAA games they have in the making. Not sure what else they're developing right now, but Marvel Spider-Man 2 is one of, if not the most anticipated game this year, so that's definitely one of those big things that's going to be in the next PlayStation showcase, more than likely at least. But he did say that likely the PlayStation showcase will come before E3. E3 is happening June 13 to 16, I think. So we have literally 2 months until E3, guys. And if we don't see something by E3, then maybe we get it at E3. Either way, like a trailer, gameplay, something is on the way, and it has to be sooner rather than later. So yeah, like I said, hopefully we can expect something before E3, but if not, definitely should see something at E3. I think E3 is when everything was released, like trailers and gameplay during the first game's marketing campaign too. So yeah, if we don't see anything before E3, like we definitely should be expecting something at E3, like worst case scenario. So now this next rumor is really hit or miss because it is coming from 4chan, but about a month ago someone posted on 4chan that they are an anonymous famous game tester who got to play a beta of Marvel Spider-Man 2 apparently. He said the game looks amazing, can't wait for people to see it. Obviously some hitches since it's still freshly past beta from what he can tell at least. But he basically says they had him play a specific mission where there's a relic from the original 616 Venom origin story that's never been in a game before, and he's right, I don't think this has been in a game before. But anyway, early in the game, Pete and Miles are searching the city for this relic, and it's a dude in a green ski mask who looks a lot like the Sin Eater. And to try to put it like quickly, if you don't know who the Sin Eater is, he is a former SHIELD agent turned NYPD cop turned crooked cop, and he ends up wearing a green ski mask and using a double barrel shotgun to go on a killing spree. There's more lore behind it, but that's basically who he is. I made a whole video on like this specific rumor, but basically the death of Jean DeWolff is a part of the Venom origin story, okay? And basically Eddie Brock interviewed a fake Sin Eater in the death of Jean DeWolff. He put that story out on like the newspapers and stuff, and then Spider-Man caught the real Sin Eater, like revealing the real one and his identity, which then caused Eddie to lose his job because essentially he misled the public. So he lost everything, which is the main reason why he hated Spider-Man. And also in like the beginning of the story, Sin Eater kills Jean DeWolff, NYPD captain. Spider-Man was close to her as well, but you know who also lost their NYPD captain that was close to Spider-Man? You guessed it, Insomniac Spider-Man universe lost their NYPD captain, Yuri Watanabe. So quick theory, I think they're gonna try and do a super comic accurate take on Venom's origin story. Obviously, you know, like this is my theory at least, but who knows? Maybe that guy this person on 4chan saw in the game isn't even Sin Eater, but sounds pretty convincing, like in terms of like he's seen like, you know, a dude in a green ski mask. The only villain that we know has a green ski mask in Spider-Man media is Sin Eater, so like, you know, but it's 4chan, and 4chan is very hit or miss, but you know, that's why I'm making this video, to see later down the line like what's true and what's false. Now the last rumor we have recently gotten about like 3 weeks ago is coming from Web Warrior Leaks, and from what I know, this person's track record is hit or miss, so this could be true, could not be true, but you know, it's a rumor for now. So at web_leaks on Twitter tweeted Mysterio is in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now this would be great to see. It's just like, what role would he play in Marvel Spider-Man 2? Does Mysterio fit in a story with Kraven, Venom, possibly Green Goblin, or is he a side mission, or like maybe DLC? Who knows? I think he would be a good like Shocker role. Remember Shocker was in like what was like the first, or well technically second, but first big boss battle like besides Kingpin. I think Mysterio is on Shocker's level sort of and could fit that role in the game. There's been a lot of fan speculation going around that Mysterio will probably show up in this game, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see, of course. Speaking of fan speculation, we are at that part. Fans are speculating that we will see Tombstone return at some point, and as well Black Cat. Me personally, not sure if Tombstone would return. I can see Black Cat returning though, definitely, especially since, assumingly at least, Pete is gonna get the symbiote. Usually when Spider-Man gets the symbiote, Black Cat shows up to stroke Peter's ego with the black suit, and I think it's a good concept slash side storyline in my opinion, because she tempts Peter into like, you know, giving into the dark side, into his intrusive thoughts, or she tempts him with herself by like flirting with him, knowing she's a criminal, and you know, he's like not a criminal. But yeah guys, so what do you think of everything we know about Marvel Spider-Man 2 so far? Make sure you comment your opinion down below so I can discuss all that with you in the comment section. Thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you're new to the channel, I cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for the games, movies, TV shows, and I try to upload as much as I can. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. It lets me know if you guys want more of this type of content. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already, or on the right hand side, my Marvel Spider-Man 2 playlist, where I will be updating it like, you know, as much as I can as news comes out until the game comes out. I hope you have or had a good day and that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.